Hi Flosstube, this is Mandy with Mandy Needs Stitches. I am trying to get through this video for the second time because apparently my computer was not recording last time. It said it recorded, but it wasn't there when I went to look at it on my computer, so I don't know. Anyways, welcome to Flosstube number 2. Or 2.1, as you could say. I'm trying to get this video in while my kids are napping because for the first time in a very long time, my 4-year-old took a nap. He really needed it. He's cranky, but he hasn't been an afternoon napper since he was 2.5, 3. So we'll see how this goes. Might have to cut it short, might have to start over, but it is what it is. But it's actually light today. It's only like 2:30 and it's Saturday, August 15th. Hi, welcome. Thank you to the people who subscribed to my channel after last week's video. I'm glad that you kind of liked what you saw and wanted to come back. If this is your first time joining me, welcome. Hopefully you like what you see and you'll click that little subscribe button or leave me a comment. I'm, open to questions, open to feedback. I will attempt to edit this video if I need to, but I make no promises. This is a channel about cross stitch, mostly. I do have one little quilting project I can show you today, but I haven't been doing a whole lot of quilting here lately. Let's see. So, channel about cross stitch. I have 2 finishes, or 2 FFOs, 1 finish, a little bit of haul, a lot of WIPS, and some plans. Let's start with the FFOs. One of them is one that I showed you last week, but I wasn't fully finished. I wanted to add some pics to it, and I did, but I'm still kind of not sure how I feel about it. But this is Pumpkins for Sale by Little House Needleworks. Last week it was just a stitching in the pumpkins. I added this bow with some picks. I don't think I'm gonna change it, but I need work. I need practice with this ensemble. So yeah. And little PSA, the Dollar Tree sells magnets, but they're pretty weak. So I wouldn't recommend using them. I have to go back and put some stronger magnets on this guy. So yeah, there's that. And then the other one is also a Little House Needleworks. I think it's Little House, it might be Country Cottage Needleworks pattern. It's called Jack Frost Tree Farm. I started this in Mania. It's stitched on a 14 count Ada. I don't know the color, sorry. It's stitched with a called for floss, two floss strands over 1 box, X box. This tree frame came from Hobby Lobby this year. I'm pretty sure I saw them last year too, so I don't know if it's like a thing that they're always going to have or what, but I remember seeing it last year and thinking, oh, that would be perfect for Jack Frost Tree Farm. And so I started this in Mania, finished it, and yada, yada, yada. I'm not going to add anything else to this. I think it's enough. I'm finding that I kind of like a little more simple finishes. I like the ones that have all the bows and whatnot, but sometimes you just want something simple too, or just to let the stitching speak for itself. So that's that. The other, let's see, those are my FFOs. I have 1 finish that I showed on my Instagram yesterday. I started it for World Cross Stitch Day. It's Gathering Berries by Luminous Fiber Arts. Like I said, I started it yesterday and I was able to finish it this morning. It is stitched on I think it's a 32 count even weave, probably Lugana. It's something I got off a stash unloading. And it's stitched with 2 strands over 2 linen threads, with a Victorian motto floss called Love Me Red. But yeah, this was super quick. Like I said, a day and a half of stitching, and it worked up. It's a lot of stitches. I think she gives you the stitch number. It's like 2,500 stitches. It's a lot, but doable. I stitch in hand, so it goes pretty quick. But yeah, I'm really happy with this. I'll finish it as a pillow. And I think I'm probably going to try to stuff it with some walnut shavings, walnut shells. Is that the right thing? I haven't ever done that before, and I think that would give it some weight, and I don't know where I'm going to display it yet. Okay, so those are the one finish. Okay, on to WIPS. These are in no particular order. Just kind of threw them into the basket after I was finished working on them for the day. So for Arbitrary August, I am basically picking a random number, or my phone is picking a random number on this app I have. And I use that number and go to a spreadsheet I have of all my WIPs, and I work on that numbered WIP for the day. Sometimes I'll work on two if the WIP's not speaking to me, or if I just feel like working on another project. And my goal for August was to touch every single one of my WIPs. Sorry, my neighbors are, their garage is on this wall and they work out in there. And so sometimes you'll hear a big, like they're dropping their barbell or their barbell weights. Anyways, if you hear that, that's what's going on. Anyways, so I want to touch all my WIPs in August. That was a goal. I don't know if it's going to happen because I ended up planning a last minute trip back to Washington, which is home, Washington State. The Tacoma area is where I grew up. So, and I can't take all my WIPs with me, even though I would love to. So that kind of messes up my Arbitrary August plans, but it is what it is. I'm flexible. Anyways, back to WIPs. This is Red, White, and Blue by Country Cottage Needleworks. This was a Mania start. I am stitching it on a miscellaneous, I think it's a 28 count linen that I got off the stash unloading. There's a nice, lovely crease where the linen was folded for a long time, so hopefully I can get that out when I FFO it. But here I'm not using the called for floss. I'm just using floss from stash. Sambry Stitches before Mania, when she was talking about her Mania plans, showed this guy because she found a very beautiful wreath at like Home Depot or Lowe's, and I found that wreath too. It's patriotic. That piece would be perfect to finish in that wreath, and so I'm gonna copy her and do that once I finish it. The wreath is on my door right now because it's still kind of patriotic and it's beautiful. So next summer I'll have to finish FFO that. That piece will definitely be done by next summer. Okay, next WIP, Halloween Sampler by Cottage Garden Samplings. This guy, I started this year, but it was before Mania. It was like a Dark 13 start. It's stitched on a 14 count Ada called Parchment by Fabric Flare. I'm using the called for, I think it's all Gentle Arts, called for Fancy Floss, all Gentle Arts. I'm a little bit bummed because the cover photo, the blackboard color that's called for in the letters, in the big letters, has a much more like bluish kind of variegation. You can kind of see. This doesn't, and you can see, like, you can't really hardly tell. Where's the needle? You can't hardly tell. It's not the same variegation. The dye lot obviously changed. So they're very similar blacks. And I kind of wish I'd paid more attention to that when I first started the piece instead of just starting it. But I didn't. I'm not going to rip it out. I'm not going to start it over. I'll finish it. Probably not this year. Find a fun way to finish it and display it. All right, next is this is a cell, not another cell, but a cell that was started I think yesterday, 2 days ago maybe, with with Sandry stitches and MBC, I think it is Stitcher on Instagram. It's called Owl Bee Stitchin'. I wasn't gonna participate in another cell because I didn't need another new project, but I got this pattern in haul this week and I couldn't resist starting it. This is Madame Chantilly Halloween owls, super cute. So I just got a little owl start. You can see the sparkle in this. This is a 32 count linen in opal, boot camp opal by Bee Stitch Me. I changed the colors up. I think I have maybe one or two called for of the leaves, but I pulled a Victorian model floss for the pumpkin and for the house. It's a little bit deeper than what's shown here, but I'm excited. This is super cute. 32. This is my first time on this linen count with Bee Stitch Me, and it seems kind of tight. I think I just have to get used to it. I still really like stitching on it, and the color is gorgeous, but I need to find some type of magnification, whether it be readers or a lamp, or I just haven't bit the bullet on spending $100 on a magnifier lamp or an OttLight or what have you. Okay, next, this is Reindeer Roundup by Prairie Schooler. This was a Mania start. Stitched on the called for color linen, it's a Joblin, 32 count Joblin lamb's wool, and I'm using the called for DMC. But this is a fun little stitch. Fun little guy. I might try to finish it before this Christmas. I don't know if it'll happen. You make all these plans and you start all these things and you say, oh, these will be fast, but you never have as much time as you hope. Okay, I am going to try to insert a picture of this guy here. This is Stone Street Stitchworks, Be Thankful. Here's my floss, but it's a PDF pattern, so I don't have the cover photo. I don't usually print off cover photos because I just stitch it off my phone. I showed it last week too, but this is, or maybe it might just be Thankful. Stone Street Stitchworks. Thankful, stitched on, I don't know the count. I think it's a 28 even weave that I got off a stash unload. It's 2/2. I really like the colors in this, and this will be fast when I sit down to work on it. I could finish it in another day and a half probably. Okay, next is Waxing Moon Designs Autumn Blessing. This was a Mania start. Stitched on a 16 count ivory Aida with mostly the called for floss. I think I changed I changed a green or something, but it's the called for, it's fancy floss. So yeah, I mostly just worked on getting the letters in. I really like, this is Weeks Dye Works. The color is Driftwood. I really like the color and the variegation. It's pretty. Okay, next is Holiday Quaker. This was a Mania start. This is by far my biggest project that I've started to date. I don't know why that's wrong. But Holiday Quaker by Lila Studio. It's stitched with a called for floss. called for. It's mostly over dyes. There's a few DMC. I stitched it on 18 count Mummy by Bee Stitch Me. It's stitched with one strand over one square. In Mania, I did this motif and then I added these when I worked on it the other day. This will not be finished this year unless I get a big, it won't be finished this year. There's too many other distractions out there. But that's okay. I also have the Halloween Quaker do that I just ordered more fabric from Bee Stitch Me to stitch that on. Because I did. I don't know. Okay, the next one is called All Bundled Up by Brenda Gervais from With My Needle and Thread. Here's my floss. I changed up the colors a little bit based on my Life with Miss Sassy's conversion. I'm not very far on this. This guy's kind of big. This is stitched on a 16 count Toast by Bee Stitch Me. I don't really have anything else to say about that. Mania start. I don't know if it'll be finished in time for Christmas or for winter. A couple more. I think I showed this guy last week. I know I showed this guy last week because I had just started the bottom part of the sheet. This is September Trucking Along by Stitching with the Housewives. Here's my progress. So I got the tree, I got some more pumpkins down here, and I floss. I have the top part done. I'll finish that before September. I was gonna try to finish it before we leave. I don't think that'll happen. I'll just take it with me. Shoot. Okay. Things are getting not put back in their bags. This is my last WIP. Yay! So this is my oldest WIP. I don't have a it's a PDF pattern, so I don't have the cover photo. I will insert it here. But this is called Winter Deer by Stitchrovia. So I started this 2 years ago, around November 2018. I started it kind of when I first got back into stitching. Masking tape, very little margin to finish. I think this was a pre-cut piece of Ada that I got at Hobby Lobby. It's a 14 count. You can kind of see the glitter opalescent something. Yeah, it's in one with a called for DMC, but they're just kind of thrown in they're just thrown in this bag. But this is my oldest WIP. I really want to finish it this year. So I am putting at least a strand a day in, if not more. I don't know if that'll make me finish it. I might push for a finish. I'm taking this with me when I go to Washington for 2 weeks. Maybe I'll finish it there. That would be awesome. But I'm taking other projects because you can't just bring one project with you. That's just silly. And I have this fear that I'm going to run out of something, projects to do. So probably going to take more than I'm ever going to touch when I travel, but it is what it is. Anyways, yeah, oldest WIP. I really want to finish it by this year. So, strand a day, at least. That's all of my stitching WIPs. I will show you one quilting WIP. Sorry if you don't like quilting, you can skip ahead a little bit, but so this is the pattern, or what, it's a table runner. Riley Blake did last year they had a Table Runner of the Month club through Fat Quarter Shop. They probably had it other places. I saw it at local quilt shops too. But and so basically every month you got a different table runner with all the fabrics. Came in this cute box. I didn't stitch any of them. I didn't quilt piece any of them. So I decided I need to do at least one. And you know, I always have lofty goals of to finish one a month. They're just a little table runner, but I just have not had I've lost my sewing bug, my quilty bug. And this just doesn't hold my attention like stitching does. So I kind of feel like I'm forcing myself to do it. And you shouldn't feel that way. So I will try. I won't finish this by September. I'm just gonna say that because we leave on Tuesday to go to Washington for 2 weeks. Maybe I will. Maybe this weekend I'll get some motivation, but I don't know. But yeah, I really just, since we moved, and I just haven't had a desire to quilt. Fat Quarter Shop is doing another quilt-along, I guess you could call it, called Socialites, which sounds like a lot of fun. I'm gonna challenge myself and do the 3-inch blocks. I'm gonna do it all from stash. I do have a couple layer cakes that I might use. That's for the 3-inch blocks. It calls for a layer cake and some background fabric. I'm not gonna go buy any fabric because I have too much, and I was feeling kind of guilty and burdened by moving with all this fabric that I'm not touching. So I don't know. It was very, very complicated feelings there. So I have a lot of quilt kits that I can sew. I have a lot of just random stash fabrics that I can pull from. So I'm going to not buy any quilting fabric this year for the rest of the year. And just sew from stash. So that is a big, big goal. I'm sorry, I'm just looking at my fabric. Okay. Next, we'll do haul. Okay, so I don't think I said, maybe I did. I had got some patterns from Madame Chantilly. I ordered off her Etsy shop some patterns. And maybe you know this, maybe you don't, but she lives in Italy. Her shop is based in Italy, and so they had to be shipped from Italy. They shipped back in July 10th or something. So it took a month, which, considering the times, I was surprised. So these are haul. I got this. It's called April Dolce Dormire. Cute little bunnies. This little bunny sleeping on the carrot. I really like that. I'll stitch this for next spring. I'm not going to start it soon, but I'll stitch for next spring. And then this one is called Summer Delivery. I think this is a series. I think she had a spring one. It might be a new series this year. I don't see like a copyright date on the pattern anywhere, but I just really liked the colors of the flowers, and the sheep are cute. Okay, and then this one is a series that I started with Autumn. I started Autumn is Coming in Mania, and I finished that one. I can show you next time, but so I got two of them. I got Spring is Coming, and then Summer is Coming. I didn't really care for the winter one, so I don't know if I'll stitch it or not, but each one has this little bear and this little penguin, and I think they're super cute, and it's stitched up pretty quick, and I really she's one of my favorite designers. I really like her. Next piece of haul is just the October Trucking Along from Fat Quarter Shop. I'm in their monthly club, so you get You get the pattern, you get the fabric, you get the floss, the called for floss. I wasn't going to join the club because I thought it was a little expensive. It's like 45 bucks for a kit, but you get a whole fat quarter of the chalkboard Ada, which is enough to stitch 2 of the patterns, but they still give you. So I'm going to have an abundance of chalkboard black, which is fine because I like it. I like stitching on it, and yeah, I can use it for other projects. But anyways, I couldn't resist. Their stuff is so freaking cute that I had to sign up. Okay, this is the last part of haul. I get the Color and Cotton 10 Skein Floss Club from Threads Entwined. And so that came. This was July. Sorry, I keep looking at my dog. I'm trying to see what he's doing. This is July's club from Threads Entwined of the Color and Cotton. Very pretty colors. I really like Color and Cotton floss. I probably would go as far as to say that they're my favorite overdyed. And I hope they start getting used in more patterns, but I'm okay with substituting them in here and there. Okay, so plans. I kind of touched on I will be flying with my 2 kids to Washington to visit my parents. That's where I'm from. I grew up in Washington. That's where I met my husband when he was stationed out at Fort Lewis. So we try to travel back there a couple times a year. My husband can't go because of COVID and the Army. He is not allowed to travel more than 150 miles outside of where we're stationed. But I can, and I'm not working right now, so no job to take vacation from. Summer is my favorite time of year in the Pacific Northwest. If you've never been to that area, definitely go in the summertime. You can't beat it. And go to the Puget Sound, stay on the water, visit the water. San Juan Islands are we're going to be going to the San Juan Islands. My parents have a boat, so we're going to be going and staying there for a few days, and I love it there. So I'm grateful that I get the opportunity to go do this. We'll be there for 2 weeks, so it's going to be a good visit. My mom and family are kind of sad that they don't get to see the grandkids very much because we live far away. So I'm just trying to, we'll be safe with COVID, wearing a mask, lots of hand sanitizer. I understand the risks, but I think the benefits outweigh the risks, honestly. So we are going. And that being said, I don't know if I will film a Flosstube next week. I probably will have lots of stitchy time, and I'm going to bring plenty of projects to work on, so I might have stuff to show you, but I'm not going to bring my laptop, so I'd have to film on my phone, and we'll just see. I probably won't have a Flosstube next week, but I will when we come back. So 2 weeks or so. And I can hear my little boy, the 9-month-old, woke up. He's kind of fussing in his crib, so I better cut this short. Thank you for spending some time with me today. I hope you liked what you saw. Please put any questions in the comments down below if you have any, and if you liked what you saw and want to come back, hit the subscribe button and come follow me on Instagram at Mandy Mead Stitches. Let's see, that's all I have to say. Have a good rest of your weekend, and yeah, happy stitching.